All right, lately I've been watching all of these cool Minecraft YouTubers make all these like physics-based tanks and airplanes and spaceships and stuff like that. And to be honest, I want to learn how it works. And so today, you and I are going to learn how to make a tank. If you want to go straight to the block-by-block tutorial of this video, I added a timestamp in the bottom, but for the rest of you, you're going to come with me on a little journey to figure out how the heck this stuff works. So there's a few mods we're going to need to start things off. We need Valkyrian Skies, we need Create, we need Trackworks, and we also need Create Big Cannons for the cannon part of our tank. Now, I've watched a handful of videos on this, and I do have a few things that I kind of know already. First of all, we're gonna need to build ourselves like a little platform like this. And I know that we can use the Trackwork, the suspension track, and the sprocket track. Oh gosh, I'm already lost. We just started. We do this, like that, or something. There we go, like that. We just have to turn this into a physics object now. And I think we can do that with a ship creator stick. Oh. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. So I think we use this wand to select this. Yeah, okay. And then we use the gravitron to assemble. And it works. I mean, it's on wheels, but it looks funny. I don't know why. Where are the tracks? Okay. If I hit left click, it'll suspend it in the air. So now let me try building it while it's an assembled ship. Oh, I see. So it does need to be on every single. Okay, I get it. Yippee! We now have a completed tank. It's done. It's done. No, just kidding. It doesn't move. It doesn't go anywhere. That's kind of a problem. That's not exactly what a tank is supposed to do. We got to make this thing move. And I know that we can use a creative engine, a creative motor. I meant a creative motor. That's what I meant. I mean, just stick it on here and it goes. It goes. This is not exactly what I had in mind. Let's think about this with a little bit more brain power. So these blocks, the gear shift, if you don't know, they take a rotation like this, and when given a redstone signal, they flip the rotation. See that? Now it's going to the right. Now it's going to the left. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. This is how we're gonna turn our tank, move it forward and back, and things of that nature. At least I hope so. Go, my beautiful baby! Why is it so bouncy? So if I turn this one off, this will spin the other way, and we'll turn around. And if I turn this one off, it'll start going backwards. Except there's something terribly wrong with my tank. It's all loose. It's all loose on one side. Why is it like that? This side's all cool and Chad strong. This side's all like weak and meek and stuff. Let me try. All right, well, for some reason that fixed it. And our tank is now actually working. Well, it's moving forward anyway. And it can move backwards and it can turn. Look at it go. It's doing a little spinny spin, like a ballet dance for you and me. But there's kind of a problem with this. One, I have to use these silly levers to actually like operate the thing, and that's not great. The other one is that it's forever moving forward and backwards. I can't make it stop. Unless I break this engine, and that's just not that's not great. I know one solution to this is to use a clutch. So if we get a clutch and then we put our motor on top of the clutch, we then should be able to, yeah. It still doesn't help us because we still have to use these silly levers and things to actually operate it. So I'm pretty sure we can use a controller, linked controller. What's going on? What is happening here? Help, I can't move. Help. Is my game broken? Oh, I get it. Okay. You right click, you select the controller, and then you're using the controller with your WASD and your space bar and your shift. And then if I shift right click, we've got all these little openings for different frequencies. We're gonna need some redstone links. Oh, okay. So it's going back. Okay. So that doesn't work. Okay. So I actually need a reverse clutch. Okay, so this might be a little bit jank, but in order to reverse this gear shift, I had to put a redstone torch with this block and then put a redstone link on the other side of it. If I put these in here and I hit forward, it starts going. And if I let go, it stops going. Starts going, stops going. Starts going, stops going. Go, stop. Go, stop. Go, stop. So that's working correctly. I actually think there's an easier way to do this. Oh, this is exciting. Holy jeez, it's working. If I hit backwards, it'll go backwards because it'll power the redstone torch, it'll turn off the clutch, and these get powered and put everything in reverse. But in order to have the system go forwards, I have to activate this redstone torch without activating these two redstone links. So I have an extra redstone link right here that puts power into the block and has it going forward. So now when I hold forward, we go forward. And when I hold back, we go hold back. And when I'm not holding anything, we're stopped, which I gotta say is mighty nice. Now I have to figure out how to turn, which could be kind of hard. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I figured this out. I added this redstone link with these yellow blocks, this redstone link with these yellow blocks, and then I added this blue one, these yellow blocks, and this blue redstone link with these yellow blocks. And if I look in here, I've got blue to go left and yellow to go right. So what happens is if I activate the blue side by hitting left, the clutch turns off, which puts power into the system, and one of the sides, this side, turns on, which reverses this side, which means that these turn in the opposite direction from one another. And same on the other side, with the yellow, turns the other direction. That's a working tank. I can't believe it. I mean, it took me a minute to figure it out, but you know what? Now that we're here, holy heck, I'm driving a tank. It's a little slow though. What happens if I do that? Whoa! Holy heck. Oh, no, not in the water, not in the water, not in the water. Not in the water. Get out of the water. Okay, we're good. I'm steering. We're moving. I killed a pig. I murdered an innocent pig. Whoa! Oh, I've fallen off, and my tank has flipped over. Well, that's just great. All right, now we have to make the top section of this tank, the spinny thing on the top, the thing that spins with the bullets, with the big gun in it, you know, all that fun stuff. All right, so we have this quick firing breech attached to some steel can. You know what? Before I blow the heck up what I've already built, let's go test this out like elsewhere. All right, well that worked, but it wasn't very powerful. Oh! Okay, well, that kind of sucks. That's not really what I was hoping for. Blew the whole thing to Kingdom Come. Oh my goody goodness, it works. Why? Why does this keep happening to me? What did I do? Why? Why is this? Why? Okay, I got this thing. Okay, this is a nightmare. I got this thing working. I think my problem was that it wasn't properly welding together the cannon. So the system was actually treating this cannon as two different cannons, which is kind of problematic. I did try to make this so that the big cannon could turn up and down, but unfortunately, because of the fact that I don't have a reverse clutch, which I could add with a create add-on, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to avoid that. I want to use just straight up create Valkyrian Skies and Trackworks. That's it. Make things simple, you know. Because I don't have a reverse clutch, I can't exactly make this work, unfortunately. So I think we're just gonna have to do without for the time being. But at least for now, this right here is a working cannon. And it works beautifully. So I think the next thing I gotta do is paste my working autocannon right atop here. Yes! Oh, does that work? Oh, does that work? Oh, hang on. Hold up just 1 minute. Please work. Whoa! All right, so my tank is way over here now. I don't Yeah, I don't think it liked that very much. Oh yeah, that's yeah, that's broken. All right, you know what? We're just gonna leave that as it is. We're gonna try again. Basically what I've been trying to do here is I've got my cannon and I've got my tank, but putting them together has not been very simple. It's actually been quite hard to figure that out. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Pretty please. Holy, that went quite a ways. Holy gee. Oh my gosh, I think it works. Are you kidding me? That is the coolest thing. If you do any step wrong, it breaks itself and it's so annoying. But my gosh, when it's set up, does it ever work well? Like, look at that. Like, look at that. It turns, it shoots. Can I hit this cow? Oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is the coolest thing ever. You know what? Let's blow up something real. Oh yeah, here we are, the big city. Boom! Whoa, this thing is cool, man. Whoa! We could actually have a modern warfare battle now. We could blow up this whole city. Look at this. Look at all the damage. Look at how much damage it does. Imagine you're just like hanging out in your Minecraft base, looking out over the city. You know, you got your spawner in your house, and you come over here and you see this. Oh, it's so cool. Boom. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the block by block tutorial. All right, ladies and gents, today is the day you're gonna learn how to make this really cool tank, and it's actually relatively simple to make. I know it looks complex right now, but trust me, give me a little bit of time and I'm gonna show you every single detail of this thing. Now, let's start with one of the most important parts, the body of the tank, the main body. All right, so these are the 6 most important blocks of this step. Large sprocket track, the large suspension track, a clutch, a gear shift, a redstone link, and a linked controller. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take your favorite tank-themed block. We're gonna make a 5x9 rectangle. Next, we're gonna take our large sprocket tracks and we're going to put them on every corner, kind of like wheels. Then we're going to take our large suspension track and we're gonna put that in every single spot in between. Now, right now is a pretty good time to transform this thing into a Valkyrian Skies ship. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to get ourselves a Wander Wand and a Gravitron. We're going to right click corner to corner, just like that. So we have every single block selected in our tank. And then we're going to get our Gravitron. We're going to hit Alt and scroll over to Assemble. And then when we right click on this, boom. We now have a tank looking thing, which is pretty awesome. And this is now its own Valkyrian Skies object. So if we hit Alt again and shift over to grab, we can actually pick this thing up and we can move it around. Pretty neat. Okay, so now that we have the wheels, the next thing we want to do is actually make this thing operate. So we're going to drop a few gearboxes down the middle, and then we're going to offset a couple of gearboxes like that. We're going to get our clutch. We're going to put it right here, and then our creative motor is going to go right in this spot. Next thing we want to do is we want to place a gear shift here and one here. And we also want to open up this block so that we can place something else there later. And then we can add a shaft or a gearbox right here. And it starts moving. It starts moving. Hang on. Wait. We don't want that just yet. For the time being, we're going to leave this space open so that when we're ready, we're going to place a gearbox there. But for now, I want to keep this thing not moving so that we can actually set up the controls. Now, this is probably going to be the more complicated part of this build, but I'm going to walk you through it. It's going to be really easy, okay? The first step we want to do is we actually want to turn this clutch into a reverse clutch. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to place a redstone torch right here like this on this block. And this block is basically going to be what we use to turn on our tank. So every time we put power into this block, the tracks will turn. Okay, now that we have this, we're going to take our redstone links. We're going to put one on either side of this. We're going to put one here, 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 and here. And then we're going to have some redstone going down the middle. And we need one more redstone link right there on top of this redstone wire. We can now actually get our gearboxes in, or shafts, whatever you prefer. And we can take our green wool and we can place it in these two frequency slots right here. And then if we shift right click with our link controller, we can place that green wool here in the forward position. Now I have to right click this link controller with a wrench to make it receive information. And when I right click with my linked controller and I hit W, our tank should move forward. Essentially what's happening here is this redstone link is activating this redstone dust, which turns off this torch, which makes the tank roll forward. Put some red wool here, 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 and here. We're going to make sure that these redstone links are receiving. And then we're going to shift right click with our link controller and we're going to put some red wool in this slot right here. Now, the tank will roll backwards and forwards. So now I want to make the tank turn. So I'm going to right click both of these so that they receive signals. And I'm going to put blue wool in all of these slots. And then I'm going to open up my link controller by shift right clicking. And I'm going to take my blue wool and I'm going to put it in this slot here. And all we have to do now is set it up on the other side. So we're going to go yellow, 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 receive, receive, shift right click with our link controller and put yellow wool in that slot there. Now our tank will roll forwards, it'll roll backwards, it'll turn left, it'll turn right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a solid starting foundation for a cool tank. Now, a little tidbit that's good to know is that if you're struggling to work on your tank, if you pick it up and you left click on it with your creative gravitron, you can actually freeze it in the air. Okay, so the next major step is our actual tank turret. Now, the tank turret itself starts off from this thing called a physics bearing, or a fizz bearing. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place down some chain drives in the floor and put our physics bearing on top. And the physics bearing will determine where our center point is for our tank turret. And in order to turn the physics bearing, we want to get a valve handle and just place it right here. And you can change this to whatever you want. For me, I like it at somewhere around 5 degrees. Now, the next step here is to take a block of redstone, put it on top of our physics bearing, and with an open hand, right click on the physics bearing. Now, this block of redstone is its own physics object, so we should be able to now turn it, as you can see. While we're building the tank turret, we have to build everything off of this redstone block. If I build here, now if I put something here, it'll be attached to my tank body and it won't turn. But if I put something on the redstone block, it'll turn. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take some depots and we're going to place them on the back like this. Now, I did learn about this autocannon system through a YouTuber known as Black Eagle. So shout out to him for this autocannon system I'm about to show you. Next, we need to get some hoppers and place them on top of our depots like that. Then we're going to take any block we want and we're going to put it on this side of the depot. Then we're going to get ourselves another creative motor, put it right there. And then next to this, we're going to place a barrel and a brass funnel on top, making sure that it's facing down. And in the filter of the brass funnel, we're going to want to place this big cartridge right here and make sure that it's an empty one. Next, we're going to place down this cannon mount here. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that this hammer right here is actually facing our redstone block like that. And then we need a mechanical arm that goes right there. Now, this is actually incomplete because we actually need to properly set up our cannon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly give you guys a little tutorial on how these big cannons work. So for our tank, we want to start with 3 things: the steel cannon barrel, the steel cannon chamber, and the firing breech. We're going to place 2 firing chambers there like that. We're going to put our firing breech on the back, and then in the front, we're going to put 8 barrels. Now, in order to convert this into an actual cannon, we need to have a redstone signal going to this little hammer. When I place my redstone block here, you're going to hear a little noise. And that means our cannon is ready to go. You can also test it out by right-clicking on this lever. You can see it is operating correctly. Now, in order to make the cannon fire, I have to open the breech. I take a high explosive shell, or whatever shell I want, and then a cartridge that's filled with gunpowder or nitro powder. I put them both in there, back to back, close the breech, and then use an oak button on this side of the cannon mount, this little Wi-Fi modem logo here. And boom, we get a big explosion. Awesome. Now, when I right-click on this breech, you're going to see an empty cartridge fall out. Now, it's important to know exactly how these cartridges and shells work in big cannons in order for this to operate correctly. Now, if I take my steel cannon barrel here and I hold shift for summary, you'll see something at least 20 meters per second per barrel needed to prevent jamming. What that means is that you need enough power in your cartridge to get the shell to make it all the way down the barrel. 20 meters per second per barrel, meaning if we have a barrel that's 8 blocks long, we need 160 meters per second of power in order to get our shell to leave the barrel. And the way that we do that is by making our own cartridges. So we're gonna take an empty cartridge, one of these. We're gonna take some nitro powder. We're gonna go to a crafting table and we're gonna put them together. And you'll see if you hold shift, you'll see power 1 out of 4, added muzzle velocity 40 meters per second. Now, if we recraft this again, we'll get power 2 out of 4, power 3 out of 4, and so on until we get 160 meters per second, which is exactly what we need to get our 8-block barrel to shoot consistently. Now that we have that, we can middle mouse in creative to duplicate it, and we have lots and lots of big cartridges with 4 power. Next is the shell. So if we take a standard high explosive shell and we place it in there, and we put our big cartridge behind it, close the breech, and fire, you actually don't get an explosion. And that's because there's no impact fuse. Now, the way we install an impact fuse is we place our high explosive shell on the ground. We get one of these, an impact fuse, and for us, we're also going to add a tracer tip. Go to our high explosive shell, right-click on it with the impact fuse, right-click on it with the tracer tip, and you'll see there, if you've got your goggles, that it has plus tracer and the impact fuse installed. Now, if I hold control and middle mouse button on this high explosive shell, I can pick it up with all of those things connected to it, and then I can duplicate it in my inventory so that I have lots of these high explosive shells with the impact fuse and the tracer, or whatever you want to add to it. And now when I place our new shell in here with a big cartridge behind it, close the breech, and fire, we get an actual explosion. Now all we got to do is transfer the knowledge we learned here over to our tank. So first thing we have to do is we have to actually build our cannon. Then we have to activate it with a redstone signal so that it actually operates correctly. And to do that, we're just going to break and replace this redstone block. There you go. Now it should be working. We heard that noise. Now what we want to do is we want to actually hook up our auto feeding system. Take our high explosive shells. We're going to put them in here. We're going to take our big cartridges. We're going to put them in there. And then we're going to take our mechanical arm. And we're going to tell the mechanical arm which thing we want to go into the cannon first, which is going to be our high explosive shells. So we're going to right click on this depot, so take items from depot, and we're going to right click on our cannon mount right here so that it says deposit items to cannon mount. Then we're going to right click this depot, take items from that one, and deposit them to our cannon mount. So now we've told our mechanical arm that we want to place this depot into our cannon and then this one into our cannon so that we don't run into issues where our system explodes. The reason why that's so important is because if you accidentally end up with 2 cartridges inside of your cannon like that, and then fire, you're going to end up blowing everything up. Including my tank. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's annoying. Well, we're just gonna forget about that for the time being. Back to what we were doing. Okay. Take our shells, put them into the cannon mount, take our cartridges, those into the cannon mount. And then what we want to do is we want to deposit our empty cartridges into this funnel right here. So we just hit deposit right at the end, right there. And then when we place down our mechanical arm, you won't see an animation, but what you will see is the mechanical arm cycling through the items that it's grabbing. See? Just like that. All right, now we have everything in place. The last thing we want to do is we want to be able to activate our cannon. And in order to do that, I'm going to put a redstone link right here on our cannon mount. And then I'm going to take some empty cartridges and I'm going to put them in the frequency slots here. I'm going to open my link controller and I can use either the space bar or the shift option in order to make my cannon fire. For me, I'm just going to use shift because that's how I like it. And now if I right click with my link controller to activate it, my tank should turn left, right, go forward, go backwards, and also fire, which is freaking awesome. Now, if we want to turn our barrel, we just do it down here. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to figure out how to automate this properly without adding too much junk on the inside. If we want, we can also move this around using create mod items so that it's more accessible from the driver's seat, wherever you decide to put that. But this is a working tank. This is a really nice working tank, and you can decorate it and design it any way you see fit. Just make sure that when you're building the turret, you're placing blocks on the turret, and when you're building the actual tank part, you're placing blocks on there. And now I think that's everything you need to know to make your own super cool tank. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one. And if you've been watching my Beyond the Horizon series, then don't worry, because my next episode is going to be on exactly that. So, you know, stick around for that if you're so inclined. But I just really wanted to learn how to make a cool tank in Minecraft. Not gonna lie. So that's why we're here. Look at that. Okay, goodbye.